Senate Democrats piling on their embattled colleague Bob Menendez today, as 19 Democratic senators, at least, are now calling for Menendez to resign following the 3-count federal indictment implicating him in a bribery scheme. But here's what I want to know. Are Democrats really calling for Menendez to step down because they're concerned about violations of the public trust, or are their motivations more nakedly political than they'd have you believe? One by one, Democrats have issued statements about how Senator Menendez needs to step down because he's violated the public trust. Senator Ed Markey, Massachusetts, the public's trust has been broken. Senator Mazie Hirono of Hawaii, quote, the heart of the allegations erodes public trust. Senator Michael Bennet of Colorado, these charges erode public trust, and on and on and on. And last night on MSNBC, Congresswoman Nancy Pelosi sounded a similar note, positioning Democrats as the sole crusaders against political corruption.
Right now, sadly, because of the challenges that we face, because the skepticism that exists in our country about governance, about this Republican Party that doesn't believe in governance, we've got to stay focused on that. And for that reason, it'd probably be a good idea if he did resign.
That's the tip of the iceberg. 19 Senate Democrats, scores of House Democrats, including almost all of New Jersey's congressional delegation, calling for Menendez to step down. But here's the political point that can't be lost. If Bob Menendez were to resign, the state's Democratic governor, Phil Murphy, would appoint someone to complete his term. So Democrats wouldn't lose the 51-49 majority in the Senate. They get to stake out the moral high ground, crusaders for justice, as former President Trump prepares for trial on 91 criminal counts. A win-win. Consider the position of Senator Cory Booker, New Jersey's other senator. Booker today publicly stated that he's among the Senate Democrats calling for Menendez's resignation. Quote, he, like anyone involved with our criminal justice system, deserves our presumption of innocence until proven guilty. There is, however, another higher standard for public officials, one not of criminal law, but of common ideals. Stepping down is not an admission of guilt, but an acknowledgement that holding public office often demands tremendous sacrifices at great personal cost. Okay, but this isn't the first time that Bob Menendez has been indicted on federal corruption charges. Back in 2015, the senator was indicted on 14 federal counts related to another alleged bribery scheme involving a wealthy donor. Menendez went to trial in 2017. The jury in the case came back deadlocked. Menendez was not retried based on some changes in the law, and he ultimately remained in the Senate, even won re-election in 2018. And guess who stood behind him when he was indicted back in 2015? Cory Booker. But guess what else is different between the 2015 case and this one? A Republican was governor in 2015. And back then, it wasn't just Booker. In the days after the indictment, no Senate Democrat called for Menendez to step down, unlike the 19-plus who are making that immediate call this time. Chris Christie was the governor of New Jersey back in 2015, and that meant that Christie, a Republican, would have chosen Menendez as replacement had he stepped down. Could that explain why Senator Booker is feeling differently today about the indictment of Bob Menendez than he did in 2015? Look, I believe that Republicans have been too forgiving of some of the criminal allegations against Donald Trump. But I'm also skeptical about whether these Democrats would feel the same way about Bob Menendez if a Republican were in the New Jersey governor's mansion. And to be clear, when the shoe was on the other foot, Republicans didn't exactly line up in droves to call for the resignation of embattled Congressman George Santos. With only a 4-seat majority in the House, most national Republicans didn't want to risk the seat, which, according to New York law, would have been filled by a special election, which Republicans might have lost. Ironically, Santos himself has now become one of Bob Menendez's only defenders.
I think everybody is innocent until proven guilty. When did we walk away from the fabric of our Constitution that everybody has a presumption of innocence before anything else? So I don't think he should resign.
At least that's an intellectually consistent argument. Joining us now, Steve Adubato, New Jersey-based political analyst. He's also a former Democratic New Jersey state legislator, as well as the author of Lessons in Leadership 2.0, The Tough Stuff. Steve, thanks for coming on the show. Would we be seeing Democrats line up against Menendez if it was a Republican who was going to be doing the choosing of who takes his place.
Look, Chris Christie, if he were the governor, it probably would be different. But let's be candid about the case. I'm not a lawyer. You are. You're the expert. But this looks way worse. When the feds are able to show those gold bars and $300,000 or $480,000, the cash stuff, well, it was really because in Castro back in Cuba, we had to hide our money. First of all, he was born in New York, not Cuba. That's number one. Number two, it looks so bad for Menendez. The Dems don't want to lose that seat. He's obviously holding on to the seat because it's a chit that he can play with the feds. Again, I'll defer to you on the legal process. But the bottom line is Dems and Republicans need to be, quote, more consistent, less convenient with who they point the finger at and who they say is not fit for public office.
I agree with you on that. But on the political side, I think Menendez is going to survive this. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your cable provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.